The Galactic Council chamber was silent, a rare occurrence for a gathering of over 100 species. The air was thick with tension, the kind that precedes the announcement of a cataclysmic event. Ambassador Creel Thark, of the Zynari Collective, stood at the center of the chamber, his iridescent scales shimmering under the soft glow of the holographic display. His voice, deep and resonant, echoed through the vast hall. "Esteemed delegates," he began, "we are here to discuss the most pressing matter in the history of our united civilizations. The humans of Terra." A low murmur rippled through the assembly. The humans were a relatively new addition to the galactic stage, having achieved faster-than-light travel only a century ago. They were young, brash, and, by all accounts, reckless. But they were also resourceful, adaptable, and, as the galaxy was about to learn, terrifyingly resilient. Krelthak gestured to the hologram, which flickered to life, displaying a star map. A red dot marked a system on the edge of Zynari space. 3 cycles ago, he continued, the humans declared war on the Zynari Collective. Their reasons were trivial: a dispute over mining rights in an uninhabited system. We, in our wisdom, believed it would be a swift and decisive conflict. We were wrong. The hologram shifted, showing a series of battles. Zynari warships, sleek and advanced, clashed with human vessels that looked like they had been cobbled together from scrap metal. Yet, despite their crude appearance, the human ships were devastatingly effective. They employed tactics that defied logic, striking with precision and retreating before the Zynari could counter. "The humans," Krelthak said, his voice tinged with a mix of awe and dread, "do not fight like any species we have encountered. They do not value their own lives as we do. They sacrifice themselves without hesitation if it means achieving their objectives. They are unpredictable, relentless, and creative." The hologram displayed a particularly brutal engagement. A Zynari dreadnought, the pride of their fleet, was ambushed by a swarm of human drones. The drones were small, barely the size of a Zynari shuttle, but they were armed with plasma charges. They latched onto the dreadnought's hull, detonating in a chain reaction that tore the massive ship apart. This, Krelthak said, pointing to the wreckage, was not an isolated incident. The humans have turned the art of war into a science. They study us, learn our weaknesses, and exploit them without mercy. They do not fight for glory or honor. They fight to win. The chamber was silent, the weight of Krelthak's words sinking in. The humans were not just another species to be conquered or subdued. They were a force of nature, a storm that could not be controlled. "But it is not just their tactics that make them dangerous," Krelthak continued. "It is their resilience, their ability to endure. We have bombarded their worlds, destroyed their cities, and yet they persist. They rebuild, they adapt, and they come back stronger." The hologram shifted again, showing a human colony on a barren moon. The colony had been reduced to rubble by a Zynari orbital strike. Yet, within weeks, the humans had returned, rebuilding their settlement with astonishing speed. They had even erected a monument to their fallen, a towering structure of steel and glass that gleamed in the starlight. "They do not forget," Krelthak said, his voice barely above a whisper. "They do not forgive. And they do not stop. Ever." The chamber was filled with a palpable sense of unease. The delegates exchanged glances, their expressions ranging from fear to disbelief. The humans were not just a threat to the Zynari. They were a threat to the entire galaxy. "And so," Krelthak said, his voice rising, "we must consider our options. We cannot continue this war. The cost is too high, the outcome too uncertain. We must sue for peace." A murmur of dissent rose from the assembly. The idea of surrendering to a species as young and primitive as the humans was unthinkable. Yet, as the hologram displayed the devastation wrought by the human war machine, the murmurs died down. "I understand your reluctance," Krelthak said. But consider this, the humans are not our enemies. They are our teachers. They have shown us the folly of underestimating a species based on its age or technology. They have shown us that war is not a game to be won, but a tragedy to be avoided. The chamber was silent once more, the delegates contemplating Creelthac's words. The humans had indeed taught them a valuable lesson, one that would not soon be forgotten. And so, Creelthac concluded, we must end this war. Not because we are weak, but because we are wise. Because we have learned that you only go to war with humans once. The hologram faded, leaving the chamber in darkness. The delegates sat in silence, the weight of Creelthac's words hanging heavy in the air. The humans had changed the galaxy forever, and the galaxy would never be the same.